All right, I can't lean it back too much, but this is the container I made last time of Lab, and this came out actually pretty good, even though I thought it failed. And I'll link a video up top on that, but surprisingly this actually did work. It smells just fine. There is a little bit of stuff floating in the top here. I didn't filter it quite as well, so we're going to fix that with this round. So let's show you the new container I have here. Right here. So this one looks a lot better than the other one did. And for right now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and reach in and take out these cheese curds that are in there. So for this, again, I had this top on here. You're going to see, I'm not going to show you the top as much, but I had a top like this as I did for my one that failed. As you can see, those cheese curds are fairly hard in there. I might have waited a day too long. I do not eat my cheese curds. I do not feed them to my dog. I'm going to just reach in here with a glove though. And you can see how they look. Look at that. They're just peeling away. They're not quite as hard as they could be. I'm just going to go ahead and pick them up and move them to this container right next door. I'm trying to be very careful. I'm trying not to disturb it too much. I'm just trying to get them off of here and out of here. You can use also, of course, utensils for this. You don't have to use your hands. I'm just doing that because I don't have any utensils down here and I don't want to bring down my good kitchen utensils for this, so my hand works just as well. But this also looks like it's a good material. It smells about right. You know, when I smell it, it doesn't smell bad. It does have an odor to it, but it smells like, well, like cheese curds, I guess. I'm not a big cheese curds fan, so I would never eat this even if it was fully edible. So that's just me. But there are recipes. You can look them up online, but you can see here, nice thing of cheese curds right here. If I have this in a dirty tray, I would never eat this now, but let me just see if I can get a little bit more before I filter this out. Okay, there we go. I think that's good. Now, for the next part, I'm going to go ahead and move these cheese curds out of the way. I'm going to take off my glove first, though. There we go. Put that over here, out of the way. And we're going to, let me make sure I've got this on a steady surface here. I have my surface right here that's ready for a funnel and filters. So actually, I'm going to back up here, be back in just a second. All right, we're back up and running here. I've got this a little further back. We've got our container here. We have a funnel, which is just really a top of an old vinegar container that's been washed out. And then I have a shirt in it that's going to act as our filter here. And what we're going to do here is we're going to dump this through here into that other container. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this back here. I'm going to slowly dump this in here. And you hear it already going in. But the shirt is going to block any of the cheese curds from coming out. Actually, it's starting to spill a little bit. Let this drain a little bit. But the cloth here is going to stop the cheese curds from going through or any of the way. And that way we can just get the lab that we really want. Now, a lot of people I know use cheesecloth for this, which probably would make a lot of sense. I'm using a shirt because I've got a whole bunch of shirts that I can just, run through this and then throw them in one of my bins and have them get eaten by the worms. And these are old shirts that I don't wear anymore. And they're shirts typically from when I've donated time to volunteer. So let's just see if I can kind of take this and pick this up and let it run through a little bit quicker here. There we go. So what's happening is it's getting caught up a little bit in the filter here because this filter doesn't have any ridges. There we go. That's got a little bit more space in there. Let's add a little bit more. But this is a little bit of a time-consuming process, but the amount that you save from not buying Bokashi brand if you're making, if you're using this for your Bokashi buckets, can be quite a bit, actually. Oops. Oh, we're spilling out the backside here. It's doing the same thing it was before. It's filling up on that backside, but not filtering down. So, I mean, for a gallon of milk, some rice wash, especially if you're making rice that's just theoretically free. And, you know, the gallon of milk costs, let's say you buy the most expensive milk you can find, and it's $10 a gallon, which is not anywhere near the price that I spend on milk. But, you know, that's $10 for a ton of lab that you can use. And you can water this down, remember. You don't actually have to use it, you know, in concentrated form. You actually want to water it down. So you water it down, though. You do want to use distilled water, which has been going up in price. Every time I check, it's a new level of price gouging, it feels like. It's up to, I think, $2 a gallon here for distilled water. It was at one point, because I use it for my fish tank. It was down pretty low, but it keeps going up and up and up. All right. Keep finding new ways that it's going to spill out here. Trying to squeeze this. All right, I would definitely use a better funnel for this. I think this funnel, with the fact that it's just the top of a lid and not a real funnel, is having some issues here. But as you can see here, we're really starting to filter through this. And if I had a cheesecloth instead of a shirt, it wouldn't fill up nearly as fast with everything we're putting in here. But this is a massive savings over Bokashi. All right, we're going to go ahead and stop this here since we're making a huge mess now. I'm not used to doing this on camera. Normally I would do this off to the side. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to... All right, we're going to go ahead and move this back over here like that. And just let this sit right here. This can sit actually in here just like that. And you can see we already have a good amount in here. And we haven't filtered out nearly all of this. As I said, I'm not used to doing this on camera. Usually I do this upstairs actually in a sink. A little bit neater that way, but it's a little hard for me to get the camera over there. But usually I'd filter this out. And then at that point, I just stick this in the refrigerator, put a date on it, so it looks like my other jar that's over here. This is actually a mason jar. It's a largemouth mason jar, but yeah, you know, I put it in there. I put a date on there of when I added it, and that way you know how long it's been sitting in there. And usually it'll last, you know, 6 months, I think, from what I've read in the fridge. And these will go in my refrigerator. So, man, this did not work nearly as well as it did last time for me. Last time it was very successful when I did this, but I think this time it's trying to rush it, I think, because it's on video. So anyhow, this time it looks like it's very successful. Last time it was successful as well. I'm going to throw this in one of my worm bins, and we're going to go from there. But this is a way to make lab. It does work. I'm going to finish this up off camera, though. And then let me know what you think down in the comments, especially those people that have made this before. I know that mine isn't quite as clear as the first time I made it. The first time I made it, it was like perfect. Now, smell test, it smells just like the lab I made the first time. I think it's really good, so we'll continue to work with this. If you think that something is wrong with this, let me know what you think down in the comments. I know a lot of people that actually make lab. I've seen tons of videos on it. Great videos, great knowledge of a lot of the people on there. So let me know what you think down in the comments. And if for those that have made it before, let me know what you think also of this process. As I said, normally I'm a little bit slower the first time I did this. I was very, very careful. This time I was sort of rushing it on camera because I don't really like to waste a lot of people's time. So with that, thank you for watching. And again, let me know what you think down below in the comments.